Okay, guys, well, welcome back. This is Dan again. The question today is what are we going to do about this trend in marijuana stocks? A couple of you have actually contacted me and asked me how am I personally playing these stocks in this arena. Currently, there are about 27 states who have legalized marijuana use in one form or another. Most of them was medical, but there are 7 states, California being one of the new ones this year, that have legalized the use of marijuana in recreation also. And then coming in 2017, we're looking at about 7 more states who are going to vote on this issue. So it's just the beginning of a trend, and the trend may continue to include all 50 states. It's basically a way for the states to convert a money losing um, uh, arena where they're spending money catching people and trying to enforce the laws and all that paperwork. They're losing money off weed, but now they have a way to turn around and tax the use of weed, so it turns a liability into an asset. And as more and more states come on board, it may open up the arena for the other states to follow. So the companies that are in this arena, they're very new. They're mostly all penny stocks. So there's a great potential here if you are willing to look into it. I think it's a great potential as more and more states open up and make marijuana legal. They'll be riding on the backs of the companies who have paved the ways and came up with the technology that they can just pass along to the new states. So if you invest in these stocks, I think there's going to be a big trend. So, you know, since a lot of the companies are penny stocks, and that's what I do, I swing trade penny stocks. So in this video, I'm just going to show you how I'm setting up my system to monitor and how I'm going to trade. So watch, follow along if you want. But um, there's many ways to play this. This is just swing trading with penny stocks. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to look at marijuana. And I swing trade, so I do penny stocks most of the time. So I will mostly focus on penny stocks on this one. And the reason is I think there's a lot more potential for growth to penny stocks. And I'm not going to look at fundamentals because I'm swing trading. I'm usually in and out within a week, so I'm not looking long term. Some of these companies will close down long term, and some of them may be pretty big. So it's up to you if you want to do fundamental analysis and follow the companies for that. But just to show you what's my strategy for swing trading and penny stocks, let's uh, let's first start with today's date, so you know how when you watch this video, you know how up to date the information is. So today is February 19th, 2017. Okay, so I'm gonna go next into just go straight into stock charts. For those of you who haven't seen my videos before, I mainly use stock charts to do charting for all of my trades. Um, so you can get a free trial account, and if you like it, it's $14.95 a month for a paid account. But you can make your chart list, and you can write on your charts, write notes, reminders to yourself. So it makes it easy to do trading and have everything all in one place. So if you go here, I'm going to show you. I focus on penny stocks. So if I go pennies, marijuana, you can see here I have 18 companies, penny stocks for marijuana. So how are you going to be able to follow, all these companies at once? For most of my trading, I follow the indexes. You follow the index, and if the index goes up, then you start looking at the little companies that's within the index, like ETFs. To give you an example, I have an ETF list here. I have 82 cheap ETFs here, just to give you an idea. If I open up an ETF here, so you can see this is for commodity index. So if you see, it does go up and down, and I do swing trade some of these cheaper ETFs. And if you follow my videos before on swing trading, basically the main thing you follow is the slow stochastics here on the technical analysis, which is these boxes down here. And if this thing goes down, you want to buy down here at the 20, at the lower 20 as it's bouncing up on the slow stochastics. And then I usually sell up here in the 80 somewhere. So you ride one swing and then go back, you can buy here, ride it up, and then you can buy here, ride it up. Basically, that's a basic idea. I didn't swing on this one, so let's go on to the next one. Here's an energy index fund. So I mean, you can follow something like this if you want to buy pennies for energy energy companies that are penny stocks. I did swing trade on one of this, so let me show you as an example. This one, I caught the bottom here on the slow stochastics, and I rode it to the top here. So I got in at 1267 as it was bouncing off the bottom, and then I got out here as it was kind of bouncing off above the 80 on the slow stochastics. And so I got out at 1329 and profit of 4.8% on that one. And then I didn't get back in yet. I didn't think it was a strong swing. But that was energy. And so here is a commodity index. Oh, I don't want to change that. Commodity index, and I did swing a couple of swing on this one. I caught this big swing here. See, I caught at the bottom of the stochastics here, and I rode it to the top, and I got out. I got in at 4.9, and I got out 5.2 for a 6.1% gain on that one. And then I got back in here. Thought it would go back here, but you can see it was kind of rather weak, and I got out at just 1.16% profit on that one. So that's commodity index. I'm going to show you a few more just to give you an idea. This is natural gas index, and I did swing trade this one. These are actually almost like penny stocks. But I did catch this swing here as it was coming down, coming back up. I caught that swing on the slow stochastics, and that correlates to getting in here at about 0.63. And then I got out at the top as it was turning here. And it's a good thing too. Can you see if you hit the 80 and it turns down? Look, it dropped like crazy afterwards. So both of these trades I got in and got out, 12.7% gain and 11.1% gain on that one. So that's natural gas index. I see a few more. This is commodity. So again, I got in at the bottom of this trade here, at the bottom of the slow stochastics, and got up, and that was a 9.58% gain, and I got out when it was turning down above the 80 on the slow stochastics. Again, same pattern, right? A 9.58% gain on that one. And this is natural gas, again a different index, but this is US natural gas, UNG. I've been swinging this one for a while. Here's one that I got in. I think I swung this swing here. I actually got in. I thought this was gonna swing higher. For some reason I got in pretty late, but I rolled out the whole next swing, got out at 4.6%, and then I caught the next swing coming up. The next swing coming up from here to get out over here, and that correlates to this swing right here, 17.8%. Very good trade. And then it dropped back down, and so got back in, swung back up here. So this is swing trading, people. If you want to know more, watch my other videos where I talk about the technical analysis. Again, I got in and got out of 9.47% and 8.5%. So you get the idea. This is a natural gas index. But we're talking about marijuana. What you want to do. So you want to find out what the index for marijuana is, right? So I did is went to Google, see if there's actually an index fund for it already. So you go in, they're all talking about it. First ever marijuana-based ETF. They're just filing. So another one, they're talking about probably early 2017. So any day now. It's 2017 February right now. So we might have an index coming up pretty soon, but there's none yet. But here's an article I want to show you guys by Seeking Alpha. Um, they're talking about a surrogate. So if there's no ETF yet, can you use another stock in place of an ETF, an index for the marijuana industry? So this guy, Ted Ohashi, recommended. He compared. This is Canopy, TWMJF, because it's very diversified across medical and non-medical use of marijuana. So he thinks it represents the industry, and he copied he compared the movement of the price of Canopy to the Toki Business Marijuana Composite Index. This is a composite index that they put together to follow the industry, but it's not a tradable index. So, and he said they're comparable. So what I will do now is, since there's no ETF for ETF index for marijuana, is let's just use this guy, and you just follow this guy. And when this guy bounces up, boom, you go in and you look at the penny stocks for marijuana and see which one is bouncing up with it, and you jump in and catch the swings going up. So that makes it easier. Instead of watching a whole bunch of stocks, you can just watch this one as an index. So here's what I did. I went to stock charts again. Let's go back up, and I go to my chart list, and I created the pennies for marijuana, right? And I put this as the ETF, Canopy Growth as the ETF surrogate. So I'm going to watch this guy. So the question is it going to work? Let's backtrack a little bit and see the price chart for this in the last 6 months. You can see there's two bullish runs here, from here to here, and from here to here. So I put a green box around each bullish run. So maybe I thought maybe we should go back to the penny stocks and see which one does run along with this one. And maybe when this one jumps up on the next bump up, we can go to those penny stocks and catch the upswing on those. Um, the penny stocks, they're cheaper than this stock. So you would get a little bit more leverage with any up runs, okay? So if I was to swing trade this one, here's the slow stochastics. I asked myself, where would I like to get in? I would probably get in here or here or here. So for this bullish run, I might get in here, right? If I get in here, how long is the run? That would probably end right here. So that's why I drew the box in. So September 27th to November 14th about. Let's see what happens in the penny stocks. The other bullish run, I would probably get in about here at the bottom of the stochastics, and right to maybe to the top of the swing would be here. So December 20th about to February 13th. Okay, so remember those two ranges, and we're gonna go down, see the penny stocks. So here's United Cannabis, the first penny stock, OTC, CNAB. So that date range from September 27th to November 14th. Look at this. It does go along with our surrogate index, right? So yes, you can use that index to trade. This penny stock is cheaper, $2. But here's the first bull run. The second range of the bull was December 20th to February 14th. That would have been a bull run also here. So you could have swung in and catch this one. Here's another penny stock for marijuana, CV Sciences Inc. And if you put in those dates here, it's the September 27th to November 14th. It would have been a bull run. But if I was to trade this one, I would have maybe get in here and I would have gotten out somewhere around here. So if I put a stop, it would have gone up and stopped out maybe somewhere here. I wouldn't have held on to it and lose that much coming down here. Again, the other bullish run, if we follow, it was December 19th, 20th to maybe February 13th. So if we follow that as a surrogate, canopy as a surrogate, and we catch this penny stock, yeah, you would have a run here too. So that would have worked out, right? And here, MCIG, another penny stock in the marijuana industry. If you catch that range from September 27th through November 13, 14, look, you would have perfected this run here. Again, another one, if you were to catch the other range, December 20th to February 13, you would have got another nice run. So far it's looking good. We have a good index to follow here. Again, MCOA, if you catch that range from September 27th to November 13, you would have gotten a nice run. And December 20th to February 13, that would have been a run too. I mean, you would have been making some profit. Okay, same thing here. This is MJNA medical marijuana. The same run, the same bullish run. This one would have made you pretty good. This one, the second run, I would question getting in. I mean, if I got in, I would have hopefully get out here because this is now a downtrend. You see that red arrow I drew in. So one thing you do want to make sure is whatever stock you're getting in, that there's no downtrend. Since the index is an uptrend, you want to catch stocks that are on an uptrend. Problem is, at this point when you get in, you're not gonna know this is gonna be a downtrend coming. So if you get in and get out around here, it would have been great. But even if you ride all the way to the end of that run, the date range, all the way to February 13, that would have been a little positive. Would have been so bad. And then here is another penny stock. If you follow that date range, nice run from September 20th to November 13th. That would have been nice. Again, here you can see there's going to be, looks like maybe a downtrend coming into the industry. So right now, be really careful about getting in. Wait for the next pop up here. And when it breaks through this red arrow before you play this one again. But yeah, the second date range from December 20th to February 13th would have been positive still. And then let me just show you the rest of the penny stocks, and then we'll end this lesson, okay? So PNTV, if you catch that run from September 20th to November 13th, it would be nice. And then the same here, December 20th to February 13th. Both of them would have worked out nicely for you. And then Kush, this is the first one that breaks the trend. You would have gotten the first run if you get out here, and you would have stopped. I would have stopped out. I wouldn't have held on to him going back down here. I would have stopped out here. But then you can see after that, what a big drop, right? What happened next was a downtrend. So I wouldn't have even gotten in this trade because this is obviously a downtrend. It's broken through the blue line and it's hitting it, it's not making it over. So if I saw that, I wouldn't have gotten in on this trade. I would definitely get this one and then stop out, and that's it. And then cannabis sativa, again, if you catch that range, it would have been a nice run, and the second one would have been a nice run too. Okay, I'll show you the other penny stocks so that you can put in your trade list also if you want to follow. So here we start getting into a bad downtrend. So I wouldn't even trade this one. Consistently below the red line, which is pretty bad downtrend. And then this one, Aurora, good uptrend. Good uptrend. Both would have worked out. And then AMMJ, American Cannabis Company. Good first run, but you can see the second one would have been a negative downtrend. So yeah, I wouldn't have gotten in this one, I think. And then MRST, Mass Roots, both would have been good if you just follow the surrogate ETF and traded this one. and general cannabis, both would have been okay. The second one not as bad. Actually, let me just put in the second one is also happening during a downtrend, which I'll draw in here. So I would not trade this one at all until it breaks through that red line to prove to me that it's going back into a positive trend. Okay, maybe a few more only Axiom. This is now $10 stocks race. They're not really penny stocks anymore. Here, gosh, you would have been doing really well if you catch this one, both of them, and then Zine, both of them were doing good. We're not into penny stocks anymore, $21 stocks. So that's all I have. So to summarize, if you want to do take advantage of the legalization of marijuana as more and more states legalize and turn uh, the marijuana industry from a negative cash flow to a positive cash flow. If they legalize it, they don't have to spend money enforcing the laws, and instead they get to tax the users, and make the states will make money off this industry. As more and more legalize it, they will be using the products from these penny stocks company, and there's a lot of potential for it to go up. Um, and so what I recommended was we go back. You don't want to follow every stock. You at least find a surrogate, an index. Sometime in 2017, there's going to be a marijuana index that you can just follow, and when that index is bullish, then you go buy the penny stocks for it. Okay, but right now, TWMJF is the surrogate I'm using. So follow that when this thing. So right now it's not too hot. Maybe it's right off the. If you follow the slow stochastics, it's upper overbought already. You want to wait until this guy goes back down to the 20 and kind of hooks over and goes back up. That's when you want to get in. You want to make sure the price is also jumping up and staying above the blue line, or at least the red line. But blue line would be best, just like how it did here. Jump off the blue line, come back up, and if you can catch it coming off the 20 on the slow stochastics, that'll be the next run to catch. All right. Um, was that helpful? Leave any comments, okay? Talk to you next time. Oh, be sure to subscribe and get the next lessons from me. Okay, bye-bye.